What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here, and today we are going to be showcasing as well as breaking down and really analyzing the details behind a new Destiny 2 trailer. Now, funny enough, this trailer actually went up on Nvidia's YouTube page. Not Bungie's, not the official Destiny YouTube page, but Nvidia, as in the graphics card manufacturer. Now, this is because they have a deal with Bungie for the PC version, and the trailer itself was for the PC beta. It was just a trailer kind of announcing and showcasing all of the details behind the very soon to arrive PC beta for Destiny 2. However, this trailer did contain a bunch of new gameplay, and that's why we're breaking it down today. Now, before we begin our analysis of the trailer, I need to ask you guys watching something. You expect PC beta gameplay, right? I mean, we're going to watch a trailer announcing the Destiny 2 PC beta, so you would expect the background gameplay would be from the PC beta build. Like, that just makes complete sense, right? Well, if that is the case, and again, I assume most of you probably expect that, that means that we are getting all new weaponry within the PC beta. Yes, that is the case. If this gameplay is again from the actual PC beta, which the whole trailer is built around, there is so many examples of entirely different weapons being utilized in this background gameplay when compared to the console beta. So that is a huge development in Destiny 2. Anyone out there who took part in the console beta and wants to maybe try something new in the Destiny 2 PC version, you're going to get to play around with wholly new weaponry, which is just totally awesome. And quite frankly, this move, if it is actually the case, makes a lot of sense. One of the main things that Bungie wants to accomplish with these betas is to get balancing right. And if you look at several of the changes being made to the PC beta, they include, retuning the Warlock melee range and retuning how fast your supercharges and so on. Balancing changes. And if you're going to make balancing changes regarding weaponry, you need to use more than just the, frankly, limited amount that we got with the console beta. So introducing a whole new set of new weapons is really going to help Bungie make calls on what weapon types maybe need some love or are frankly a little bit overpowered. And even if that's not the case, we're just about to showcase a bunch of new weapons that will be hitting the Destiny full game, so pretty sweet as well. So let's break down all of these new weapons. Firstly, you see a Vanguard weapon being used here. Now, this looks somewhat like the Kinetic Vanguard SMG that was in the beta, but when we actually show a screenshot of that thing, you can see that these are two very different weapons. The one from the new PC trailer looks definitely longer, it's missing some of the same design features the SMG had, and it very much looks to me more like a pulse rifle or even an auto rifle. So that's quite exciting. Already a new gun right off the bat. Now, moving on from there, we see several instances of this Haka weapon being utilized. To me, this very much looks like a Haka pulse rifle, just in similarity of appearance to the Destiny 1 Haka pulse rifles for sure. But another giveaway feature is the magazine count. Every single time you see this weapon being utilized in the background gameplay and you look at its ammo count, it is always a multiple of 3. In fact, you can see it with 3 bullets here. Now, that very much indicates a burst fire weapon, or if it is fully automatic, that's just a remarkable coincidence. Now, the other really interesting thing here is that if that's the case, the interesting part is that, of course, in Destiny right now, Haka pulse rifles shoot in bursts of 4. So, if this is to be believed, it seems like Bungie has gone away with that feature, that Haka pulse rifles are now, or at least this one, are shooting in bursts of 3. I'm not sure how I feel about this change. The cool part of Haka pulse rifles was that the 4-round bursts made them feel very different. So hopefully Bungie will have other features that will diversify the pulse rifle category. But this is undoubtedly a new weapon that will be coming to the PC beta if this is the PC beta build. We had no Haka pulse rifles absolutely in the console beta. Now moving on from there, we have this screenshot here showcasing two different weapons. The one on the right is a Viced sidearm, and that actually did have a presence in the console beta. Not sure if it's the exact same one, but you definitely were able to get a Viced sidearm in the console beta. To the left, however, that very much appears to be a Haka auto rifle. We had two auto rifles only in the console beta. One was the Russian style, AK style looking kinetic one, and the other was the Viced energy auto rifle. So this is clearly something different than either of those. Now speaking of auto rifles, in this earlier screen grab you can see on the hunter's back what appears to be, and it is a little bit tricky to tell what it is, but to me it appears to be a Suros auto rifle present, which means that one of them is kinetic and the other is energy. And moving on from there, we have a very quick shot of the supposed Haka auto rifle aiming down sights. Additionally, on the player to the right, you can see on his back what appears to be that Haka pulse rifle that we saw earlier. Now continuing on from there, we see a very quick shot of a new sniper rifle being utilized. This thing looks really sweet. Actually, on the front of the weapon, it appears to be a wood furnishing, like it's an old school style weapon. This thing looks really sweet. Moving on from there, we have this screenshot here showcasing, if you look to the left, a player using a blacked out Suros rocket launcher, which of course is different from the Haka rocket launcher available in the console beta. On his back looks to be another pulse rifle. It does somewhat look like the Haka pulse rifle we keep seeing, although it's pretty hard to tell from this angle. Now from this screenshot and the next one right here, you can see the main player kind of in the foreground here using a dead orbit, what appears to be a dead orbit auto rifle. This auto rifle seems to be in appearance somewhat similar to the auto rifle we were able to use in the console beta. However, it wasn't dead orbit. And to the right, you can see that Haka auto rifle yet again. Now moving on from there, we have the last little scene here, and this screenshot shows quite a few very interesting things. Mainly, yep, it's a player with a sword. Now, it does make sense that swords perhaps could make their way into the PC beta. I mean, swords are a normal gun type now in Destiny 2. It's already been confirmed that there are tons of different swords and different sword types in Destiny 2. So letting us get some hands-on time with swords in the PC beta would be totally sensical. It would actually let us test those out for balance purposes. If we don't get to test it out and the full game comes out and they're woefully overpowered or underpowered, it could definitely be a problem, and then people are going to be asking, well, why didn't you include one in the beta so we could actually try it? But you also have some interesting stuff in the background. To the left of the player wielding the sword, you can see a Titan with, on his back, another Suros rocket launcher, and then in his hands, an Omolon weapon. This definitely does appear to be an Omolon pulse rifle that was available in the Destiny 2 console beta. Again, it may not be the exact same one. Now to that player's left, the hunter is using what definitely appears to be an Omolon hand cannon. And there's what really looks like to be a New Monarchy hand cannon on the sword wielding player's back. Now, it absolutely must be mentioned that this sword is a little bit more interesting than it may appear, because if you actually see gameplay with it, it seems to be doing a special attack. You can clearly see when slowed down that this warlock does some sort of flaming uppercut with the sword. He is not activating his super very clearly, but rather it is actually a sword attack. You can see the sword itself is producing this slash. So this is actually pretty crazy. Is this an exotic sword? We have no idea really how swords are going to work and how they're going to function in Destiny 2, because we just haven't seen them in action, like actually got to experience them in a playable build just yet. And so when I see a flaming uppercut like this, my mind instantly goes, oh, exotic sword. Like, this literally could be a look at a brand new exotic sword that you're seeing right here in this trailer to make this cool effect. That this literally could be an exotic sword. However, there is also a huge possibility that all swords, legendary or exotic or even rare, have these sweet abilities. Swords will, because they are power weapons, likely have elements, and therefore this could just be a perk, like an uppercut perk that some swords spawn with, allowing you to do this crazy looking attack, which would be, frankly, just as awesome as that being an exotic. So, an exotic sword coming to the Destiny 2 PC beta confirmed? Well, not quite. Like I said at the very beginning of the video, it makes total sense for a trailer about the PC beta to be people playing a PC beta build for the background gameplay. Bungie used the console beta build as the background gameplay for trailers about the console beta. Like, it just makes sense. And again, if that is the case, you'll be able to utilize all the weapons you saw in this trailer, which is absolutely awesome and just insane for any Destiny player. However, considering the sheer number of weapons we saw today in this trailer, it makes me think that it might not be the case. Like, Bungie could just be super generous in giving us a ton of different weaponry to use. That would definitely make sense if they truly are trying to see how things are balanced and they really want one more chance to do that in the PC beta. But it could also be, there is a possibility that some or all of this gameplay is just from the full Destiny game, and you will be using the same weapons or maybe just one or two different weapons in the PC beta. And if that is the case, again, the worst case scenario is that we just went over a bunch of sweet weapons coming to the full game's release. So it's not that bad. But regardless of what happens, it's always sweet seeing some brand new Destiny 2 gameplay, especially when it looks this good on the PC. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.